Will he hold out this offseason? Listen to Micah.
I definitely think I need to be here in camp because honestly, when you're when so much of the defense is surrounded by your play, your presence, and others getting lined up based off of you, I need to be here so that way I can get these guys accordingly. We can rush together, build that chemistry. So I think it's extreme importance that I'm back at OTAs and minicamp and all those type of things.
Graziano, I thought of all the reactions in our meeting this morning, I liked yours the best.
There are a lot of people who think Micah Parsons talks too much. Not us, but there are a lot of people who think his agent is now one of those people. like, stop it, man. Like, you're killing me on the leverage here. We're trying to get a monster contract. Don't be, I'm not going to hold out. I'll be happy with whatever.
Yeah, that's page 1 of the GM's handbook. Say that again, Micah.
Yeah.
but to defend Micah, he's saying put the cheese on the taco early, man. I need to be here to get the team all lined up and everybody right.
Is the best way to get more money to do it sooner or wait until later if you're playing for the Cowboys?
That is true. I get it.
But you leave some risk on the table, right? Injury, all that kind of stuff. And look, Mike, when all is said and done, Mike Tannenbaum, you were a GM in 2 different places. You understand how these things tend to work as well as anybody does. Is there going to come a morning when I'm going to say, good morning, welcome to Get Up? And as of yesterday, Micah Parsons is the highest paid defensive player in NFL history. Is that going to be a day?
Absolutely. And that day, these guys' points should happen ASAP. It's only going to get more expensive. The cap's going to go up. He is a young, bright star, elite pass rusher. Those guys never leave the building. I know he may not be the most complete player, but he could disrupt the game as much as anybody, and he's got to be a Cowboy for the next 5-10 years.
Listen, he's one of the most dominant players I've seen in recent years. His ability to dominate and just move to a pass rusher after being an inside linebacker. How many people have ever had that on their resume that they can line up at middle linebacker, be dominant and be a Pro Bowler there, and then go and put his hand in the dirt full time and still give these tackles who have went against some of the best pass rushers in the game their whole life?
See, this is the stuff Micah's agent wants the team to hear.
Right. We'll take care of that stuff for him. And to be very clear, the conversation, there was a moment in time there where I was calling him Micah Walker or Herschel Parsons because the Cowboys are in trouble from a roster perspective, and one way to rebuild it would be consider the unthinkable, and that is trade away a young player who might be the best defensive player in the whole NFL for a king's ransom of picks, the way they did what Jimmy Johnson did once upon a time with Herschel Walker.
Yeah, I mean,
that's off the table.
At this point, what the Cowboys have said, their high-end leadership has said that's never been a consideration. Now, if they drag their feet signing him and they start to get offers, who knows? But right now, that is not the way they're thinking. They believe he'll be there long term.
Okay. Let's leave that there for the moment. We just thought it was worth your hearing as we dive.
Well, hello, good people. Welcome this Friday night. I hope everybody's having a great day. Before we get too deep in this, BetUS. Make sure you check out BetUS, where you can get a matching deposit of 150% on not just your first, not just your second, but your third. The NCAA playoffs, we're talking about playoffs, are just starting tonight. We have more games than you can shake a stick at. And my dad is saying he's putting his money on the Eagles and the over. Breaking my heart. But hey, maybe if we use the over money on that bet, that it's not like we're really betting on the Eagles, because that's really house money. That's not his money. Does that count? But definitely check out BetUS and use the promo code YouTube150 so you can get your money. So let me say shout out to Joey Baker. Joey Baker, who's just become a new channel member. Welcome, Joey Baker. And if you go to the community tab, I will refresh it and pump it up because it's probably gotten back down there a bit. There is a link in there going to our website, so that way we can get you registered, so we can get you a shot glass and a stress star, so that way you can relieve some of your stress of being a Cowboy fan, because they definitely make you drink and they stress you the hell out. And we don't want you guys to be sick because of the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm going to sit here for a second, and I'm going to wait. Something hit me, okay? My mind goes all different directions, okay? I honestly am doing sometimes 2 or 3 things at a time. My wife will look at me and say, "Are you listening to me?" and things, because you look like your mind's on something else. And verbatim, I will regurgitate what she said. She's like, "Oh, okay." But I really was thinking about a couple other things at the same time. And so as I was listening to that intro from Get Up, and they're talking about Micah Parsons, that he wants to get the deal done early, which I think is fantastic. But that would be the Cowboys getting out of their comfort zone of paying a star player and not milking it for as much publicity as they can. We know that that's what they like to do. But hold up, let me go ahead and say hello to Lady Libra, who is double dipping on both channels. I appreciate that, Lady Libra. And Regina Green, welcome, 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 welcome. I see Alan Williams in the house. I see Logan Motorsports, Dwayne Sweeney, Jeff Lee in the house. What's going on? And I was sitting here listening. FBA, Nard, Fly Eagles Fly, fly right into the wall. And then there is, of course. And I'm burning, I'm burning, I'm burning for you. Miss Lola, known as Miss Hot Sauce. So I'm curious though, Lola, does anybody else call you Miss Hot Sauce besides here on the channel? Is that now your official nickname, Miss Hot Sauce? I'm just curious, because we know where it came from. Me buying that Lola hot sauce and saying, "Oh, Lola." Okay. Anyway, so I started thinking about what Micah Parsons is saying, which he's saying the right things. Now, I'm wondering, has Micah Parsons changed and evolved and gotten hungrier? Okay. I know that in past years, the last 3 years of his career in the NFL, it was 12-5. You were every year a candidate for defensive MVP. Okay, you're in the playoffs. Okay, everybody's loving you. You started doing a little podcast, and next thing you know, you're not just a client, you're the player president of Bleacher Report. And it was like you had the Midas touch, although there's a misnomer about the Midas touch here, because the problem for King Midas was everything he touched turned to gold. And that sounds great until you start thinking about, let me go ahead and take a bite of my cheeseburger, and that mother humper turns to gold. That's a problem if everything you touch turns to gold. Now, it's not a problem for the people around you because they rich, bitch. Okay, but that's the problem for King Midas, because, you know, you touch your lady, okay, you know, I got a gold coochie now. Okay, what am I going to do with the gold coochie? Okay, that's not going to work. I can sell it. Oh, but then again, you don't want to be selling coochie, because then that makes you a pimp. And you don't want to be Pimp Midas, okay? I'm sorry. I digress, man. See, the whole King Midas thing, man, it just plays with your brain when you really think about it. But anyway, he was like King Midas, where everything was coming up, you know, boom. He's just winning until this year, where literally everything just went to shit. You started out the season, the first 4 games, you had 1 sack. You had your podcast and stuff, and you're trying some new shit, because we all try some new shit. We all throw shit on the wall and see what sticks, because in YouTube, you might do 10 things and only one of them actually gets people to watch. So you're constantly evolving and trying stuff. So Mike is trying, hey, let me go ahead and get some Eagle players like Big Play Slay on here, and we'll yuck it up and have a good old time, because we actually friends and stuff, and people are like, well, bro, that shit's foul. That shit's, we just got mollywopped. We just got our teeth kicked in. You're injured, and you're sitting here laughing up with the Eagles that just won. That literally just made me want to throw up my Italian sub. My Italian sub, my meatball sub, you know, my steak and cheese. I just wanted to throw everything up. Okay, I literally, when I saw, it's just like, and that's where you got everybody saying, you know, Mike is a distraction. He's a bum. He, you know, maybe he was a 3-year wonder. You know, they should trade him and get him out of here. Cowboy fans turned on him, right? And then he comes back. We've already lost the season. We check out and everything else. And lo and behold, it seems like he changed. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But he changed, and he's sitting there, you know, looking out for his teammates. He's out there advocating for the coaching staff to come back. And now he's sitting here talking about, we need to get my deal done so we can try and be a player in free agency. and we need to get this done so I'm not holding out, so I can be there, working with the team. And that's where it just hit me. It literally hit me like literally a headshot, okay, that they would have thrown 15-yard penalty, It was helmet to helmet. Boom. Because he says he wants to be here learning the system. Isn't that what he said? Wait, let me go back. I got to go back because maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. Let me go back to the beginning of this.
Surrounded by your play, your presence, and others getting lined up based off of you. I need to be here so that way I can get these guys accordingly. We can rush together.
There it is, right there. I need to be here. The fuck is you talking about, Micah? Weren't you in Japan sumo wrestling with CJ Stroud, hanging out with that dude? When we were doing OTAs, they said, well, Micah, because he's smaller, he does his own thing. Bandiddly diddly 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 dee. Bandiddly diddly diddly dee. We got our own thing. And so he wasn't here when we got our new defensive coordinator in OTAs. Am I wrong on that? Janet Rogers, what's up? Now, let me be clear. I've met Micah many times. I love Micah Parsons. I've got up there one of the action figures up there. Okay, it's not a doll, it's an action figure. That's to Jobu Sports. I gave him a shirt for his dad that his dad asked me. His dad comes to my tailgate when I'm there in Washington. So I'm not meaning any disrespect. So is it he's changed and says, I need to be here working out with my teammates, which I love to hear, or is he full of shit? That's my question. Because you just said, let's listen to it again. Hold on.
Because honestly, when you're when so much of the defense is surrounded by your play, your presence, and others getting lined up based off of you, I need to be here so that way I can get these guys accordingly. We can rush together, build that chemistry. So I think it's extreme importance that I'm back at OTAs and minicamp and all those type of things.
Right? Am I wrong on this? So is that an earth-shattering change? That he recognizes that I don't need to go off by myself and sumo wrestle and do my podcast and work out by myself to get ready for the season. Let me show you, because this was going on in the offseason when other guys were working. Remember, they're throwing out the first pitch in Japan, right? He was there sumo wrestling. No, that wasn't during the offseason. That was during the season, though. I like that. Okay. Now, that was before OTAs.
This is ABC's Wide World of Sports. Brought to you by Lincoln Mercury. Nobody has more kinds of cars or more kinds of people. See them at the sign of the cat. By Goodyear, makers of the custom Steel Guard radial tire. And by State Farm Mutual. Almost anywhere you live, there's a State Farm agent nearby. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Okay. I'm sorry that this is unscripted. This is unscripted because, when you're old, sometimes it takes you a minute. Mark, you like when a player on the Eagles is injured, I see. What are you talking about? Bro, Logan. You know what, Logan? Hold on. Just hold on for a second. Oh, my God. Here we go. Now, see, you're accusing me of something and not understanding the context of what I did. You are accusing me of something without understanding the context. And I think you owe me an apology, Logan Motorsports. Hold on. All right, let's do this. See, because I see it's going to be one of those nights. I see Eagle fans. Let me show you what I was doing there, Logan Motorsports. See, you Eagle fans, man, get on my last damn nerves. Okay?
Spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat. The human drama of athletic competition. This is ABC's Wide World of Sports. Brought to you by the makers of Vicks Sinex Spray. Noses prefer Vicks Sinex. By Sears, home of the steel-belted radio that ran the route of the Pony Express, Sears Road Handler. And by Rolaids, for acid indigestion, Rolaids. Rolaids spells relief. Consumes 47 times its weight in excess stomach acid.
Okay, so that's the original. That's the original. And so this is what I did, Twiz. Spanning the globe. They're in Japan, okay?
The human drama of athletic competition.
I thought this was
ABC's Wide World of Sports. Brought to you by Lincoln Mercury. Nobody has more kinds of cars or more kinds of people.
Listen, sign of the cat.
Sign of the cat.
He's been staying. He thinks of himself as a lion. Sign of the cat. It's fucking brilliant.
And by State Farm Mutual. Almost anywhere you live, there's a State Farm agent nearby. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I literally thought that was one of the best things that I ever did editing-wise. I mean, listen, he runs through there and it says it's a sign of the cat. You know, he's a lion. The sign of the cat. Come on, man. Okay, so it was agony of defeat. It wasn't, I was like, oh, yeah, he got injured. But just the look is just like the ski jumper jumps off and, you know, and it falls all over, okay? So he knocked him on down. Dun, 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 dun. Come on, bro. And here's the thing. The ski jumper, okay? The ski jumper, the guy who ended up falling in that intro, he was not a very good ski jumper. He was in very few competitions, but that fall made him famous. So maybe being sacked, that sack, one day down the road, they'll discover it and they'll say, oh my God, this was some incredible work. You know, they play it at Micah Parsons Hall of Fame induction and stuff, you know, and it'll be, oh yeah, that's Jalen Hurts right there. Come on, man. Damn. No, you didn't have to apologize. I'm just saying, because you're not the first one to say, oh, you're making fun of Jalen Hurts. It's like, no, bro, it's football. It's freaking football. Alan Williams, thank you very much. He apologized. No, but you're just so. Actually, I didn't realize he got hurt on that play. I'll be honest. I just thought it was just like fitting with the music and stuff in there. But anyway, back to what I was saying about Micah Parsons here. If he actually meant what he said there, that's groundbreaking and changing what he has done in past years. In past years, people looked at him and said, well, he's a diva. He's not showing up to work with the other guys. And I've always been one, because I've been very, very critical about that. I'm like, especially when you're getting a new defensive coordinator. You'll remember when Mike Zimmer was hired, and he literally was out there like, I like things my way and stuff. And, we haven't really talked too much. And he wasn't really there for OTAs and stuff. Now he's on board with Mike Zimmer. To me, that's exactly what I want to see. I have said this over and over and over and over and over again, that part of the problem the Cowboys have is they wait to make moves. CeeDee Lamb, he wasn't there for OTAs. He wasn't there for training camp. And those things hurt, because now the people that are going to be playing the position they're playing, everybody's got to rotate up. You got Jalen Tolbert playing the number 1 all training camp. Now we need him to come back and play number 3, and then Brandon Cooks, now I got to play number 2. So you're making these players learn more and do stuff there that won't be doing when you are there. And when you have a new system, you need to be there. I've been always critical of Aaron Rodgers, saying, Aaron Rodgers, the diva, wants to hang out in California. He doesn't want to be in Green Bay and show up for training camp and OTAs. And that affects the team. And I've always said, signing players at the end of training camp, free agents, and saying, oh, we'll just plug them in, hurts you, because they don't know what they're doing. And let's see, let's do this. Let's play this game. Let's look up Carl Lawson stats. Or it should be game. Okay. So let's look at Carl Lawson. Let's pop this up here real quick and see. This is my theorem, okay? My theorem is it takes time for you to get up to speed. So if we look back, because we signed Carl Lawson at the end of training camp. Okay, we signed him at the end of training camp, right? We brought him in. We brought in Jordan Phillips and traded a 7th-round pick for him and kept him on the roster just long enough that we had to give up that 7th-round pick. That was a great move, Jerry. Carl Lawson, so his first game was October 6th. He had 2 tackles and a half a sack. The next couple of games, he had nothing. By the time we got to November, he's got 2 sacks. He's got a half a sack. He's got a sack. He's got a sack. So what you see is he's had some time in the system to get back in football shape, because he wasn't on a team when he came in. Take some time to get up to speed physically, and, of course, the play calls. And the last few weeks, you look at him and say, oh, my God, Carl Lawson, that boy can play. He can play real good. What if the Cowboys had signed him after, day 1, beginning of the league year? And they had him there going through OTAs along with Micah Parsons. So everybody is learning the system. They're understanding, what's your name again? Oh, okay, Carl Lawson. Yeah, Micah Parsons. That by the time we get to the season, they know each other. They know the system. They are in tip-top shape, ready to roll. And Micah Parsons going to them and saying, hey, bro, let's get to, look, I'll work with you. I'm just screwing the pooch today. Okay. That is Micah Parsons going hat in hand saying, look, I'm trying to be a partner here. I'm advocating for my teammates and what I see that we need. We need the consistency with Mike Zimmer here. We need my boys. Osa is helping make some hay right here, which is helping me to perform better. I need him. I need to get Overshown healthy again, right? I need my man Mozzie. I'm working on extra hard with him in training camp. And I need some other pieces to go with it. And if it means you're taking a piece of my pie to help give a piece or half a piece to somebody else to get in here to help me to achieve, let's do that. Let's do that, Joneses. Let's do that. And let's not wait till the end of training camp like you did with CD, so I get in here and I'm only halfway in shape and I get a soft tissue injury. How about we do that? How about we start being a player in free agency early on and we get some better pieces, get them here, and get them up to speed before the season starts? What you think about that, Joneses? I loved every bit about that, especially if, he's talking the talk right now. He's talking the talk. The question is, will he walk the walk? Sugar Daddy, what's going on, Jeff Lee? We know you love some boobies. And, of course, Logan Motorsport, hit the like buttons. Derek Young, my brother, Sugar Daddy. Dwight Sweeney, what's going on? Ghostface Gaming. Would you pay Micah all the money when he's not going to contend in a division after that? Oh, Lordy, here we go. Yes, I would pay Micah. Especially, and here, okay, now, the flip side of this. Okay. Micah is going like this. We are partners. Let's be partners. Let's do this thing together. Let's get this thing done, right? You've put yourself out there to say, hey, man, I'm going to help you out, right? Now, here's the problem with this. Let's say the Joneses do what they always do. They take this and they try and extra lowball him. Because I believe the Cowboys are one of those people that no matter what deal you offer them, they still want to get a better one. And they dick around. Because Micah's got in his ear his agent, bro, you just cut up some of my commission. If you're talking about 30 instead of 40, man, my 10%, that's $1 million off of me. You just cut me out of $1 million, Micah. Shut up. Shut up. You cut $1 million of my money. My 10%. How am I going to make that up? Then the Cowboys go into free agency with their powder dry and don't fire a shot. And then you take your time signing Micah. And then you get rid of some of the coaches and staff and people that you like. Or you don't re-sign some of the players that you said, let's try and keep Rico. Let's try and keep Osi. Indigazua. And you don't get his contract done, and you're out there screaming, well, we were going to make some moves here, but unfortunately things were kind of tight, and, you got to be real careful on how you spend your money. And Micah's like, yo, mother humper, I just said let's redo my deal, get my long-term deal. I would, I didn't have to be the highest paid, okay, that you could get cap room to get these guys. Because, see, then you're risking him saying, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck you is what you say then, right? And then it's going to be, I'm going to take you for every cent. I am going to hold out. I'm going to hold out, and I'm going to take it for a max contract. I want $40 million now because you screwed around and didn't get this thing done. Dirty Sanchez, what's going on? Mike Aldana, show me the money. But see, here's the thing. I think the Cowboys better hurry up and do this thing, strike while the iron is hot, get it done, so that way you don't risk. See, this is the problem with the Cowboys. They're always real slow because I don't want to see
line
this.
For this Dallas Cowboys offense. The frustration continues to mount.
I don't want to see the frustration mounting. Get it done. Get it done. Take that $21 million of cap money hit that he's scheduled to make. Drop that down to about $11 million. Get yourself another 10 to go with the 19 that you got right now. That's going to roll over with the 21, and that gives you $50 million. You go ahead, you re-sign Rico, and say, Rico, we want to bring you back and everything else. We like you and everything else. Here's $6-7 million for you. Right? Osa and Digazua. Hey, bro, we need you to work with us. Micah wants you to come back, man. Here's $7-8 million for you. And get these things done, because now you got Micah done. Their money's coming out of the extra of Micah's. Right? Oh, Lordy. Oh, my God. Logan. Okay. Jeez, oh, flip. Dallas Cowboys over the cap. Okay, Logan, you, for one, should understand this, because your team is a master of doing it, besides being masturbators, okay? They understand how to work with the cap, okay? Now, let's look at this. Let's look at this, okay? I can't believe, I don't know how many times I have to do this, but let's look at this. Okay. Oh, no, I don't want to talk to you, Jerry. Okay, hold on. Damn. Hit the wrong damn button. Shit. Okay. You see this right here, right? Right as we sit here today, we got $19 million in cap space. Okay? We're not going to spend that this year. We got $22 million right there on the books. Now, you have in 2025, yes, we have basically $41 million with the Dak Prescott at $89 million, with the CD Lamb at $35 million. But check this out. Wait a minute, hold it. Oh, shit. They changed up on me. Hold up. Usually you could go through the restructuring, and they don't have that on there. What? Damn. They can click and restructure Dak and grab about $40 million of that 89. They can click restructure on CeeDee Lamb and get about another $20 million. Just doing those two moves right there gets the Cowboys to about $100 million. And if you look at Micah Parsons down here, why does this thing look so crazy? Where is Micah Parsons? Micah Parsons is $21 million on his fifth-year tag. And if we do the same thing, Terrence Blackwell, how are you doing tonight? They do the same thing that they did with CD, which is getting him signed. CD Lamb's contract was going to be $18.5, but it's actually an $8.5 million hit with the new contract. So it's not a matter of how you can, okay? Bro, your Eagles signed Saquon. They paid Jalen Hurts. They paid A.J. Brown. They paid Devontae Smith. They paid, what's your tackle? Lane Johnson. You paid everybody, okay? It's not a matter of can they. It's a matter of will they. That's the whole thing you have to understand about the Cowboys. But now I'm mad that they haven't put in the triggers anymore. Damn. Dead money, cap money, transactions. See, unless I'm on the wrong one. Let me double check. There we go. Okay, here we go. This is the right one. So if you go click on that, that's the restructure of the deals. Okay, so next year, here we go. Here we go. If you click the restructure, which is built into the contract, you can save $37 million on Dak. 37. You can save 5.8 on Diggs if you want to. You can save 6.8 on Brandon Cooks. You can save 20 million on CD. You can save 9 million on Terrence Steele, or just out and out release him and make him a June 1st cut. So it's not a matter of can we, the question of more of will we. That is the real question, Logan Motorsports. And like I said, your team has been doing that shit forever, so I don't know why you're acting like it can't be done. Would you pay Micah all that money when he's not going to confront a division, contend in a division that after the Giants get secure and Coach Prime, he will be in last place team. Let Micah go to a contender. Go face gaming, get off the crack pipe. Because I'm going to say this. The Cowboys, for next year, they're actually in a good position if they want to be. If they want to be, they can be in a great position. They're going to have a third-place schedule. They've actually now got themselves some experience for young players. So when you start looking at players, and this is where I'm going to say the outlook is actually pretty good. If we look at Mozzie Smith, is he going to be Aaron Donald? No, but Mozzie Smith is actually coming along and playing rather well on the defensive line. Is he the be-all, end-all? No. But if you do bring back Osa, who is playing really, really well with Micah Parsons, and you get lucky with some of the health of some of the players coming back, guys like Sam Williams and Marshawn Nealon, he's come back from injury, but he's still a rookie. He could have a step like Overshown, which means you'd have a better defensive front. And you actually look at how the defense has been playing, be it some of the dregs of the NFL with the Giants and Carolinas and things like that, but they played pretty good against Joe Burrow and a really good offense, a top 5 offense. Just getting some players back, they can be better than they were this year. And on the offense, I know everybody's is swinging from Cooper Rush's nuts and everything else right now, but Cooper Rush is limited. If the Cowboys, let's say hypothetically, they do bring in a big body wide receiver. Let's say they do that. Let's say they do bring in another running back to go with Rico. Let's say we get ourselves another offensive lineman that's really good. Because I look at it and say, Cooper Beebe played pretty good at center. Brock Hoffman is at the point where I'm comparing him to Big Nasty Kevin Gogan. Tyler Smith is the real deal. Terrence Steele has been playing better the last few weeks. He's an outstanding run blocker. He's got some problems in pass protection. But maybe, just maybe, his leg is really finally getting underneath of him. And maybe you draft a left tackle and you take Tyler Guyton and you put him on the right. But the offensive line is getting better as the season goes on. And so if you do decide we're going to add a few pieces, and you don't need a lot of pieces, let's say you add a few pieces in free agency of some studs to say that we're going to be in last place in the division, the Giants need so much. They need literally everything. They are going to be completely starting from zero with a rookie quarterback. To say that the Cowboys are going to be in last place, you got to stop smoking crack. Drew Thomas, you can run, but you can't hide, my boy. I had a crazy day today. I really want to see what Zimmer can do with our healthy. Well, and actually, here's what I'd say with that too, Dirty Sanchez. I would like to see him being able to get the people to fit the system that he wants to run. That's more of what I would actually like to see. In the second year, you expect them to be able to play more. You've seen them progressing from giving up 37 points a game to, holding teams to about 20. So that's an improvement. And in that time, you've seen more and more guys going. The fact that your best 3 cornerbacks played together, one game? One game. You had Deron Bland out all season till week 12. You had Diggs in and out of the lineup, and you had Jordan Lewis in and out of the lineup. And putting that, you lost D-Law early in the season. You lost Sam Williams before the season even started. And Marshawn Nealon couldn't really stay on the field that much early on. So it's not like we weren't handicapped from having players that we will get back. Derek Young, Alan, whoever loved the Joneses are not real Cowboy fans. They've been the problem, Alan. We've been living off those 3 Super Bowls, and they haven't had any urgency since. It's been the same BS. And Derek, you just hit the nail completely on the head. When I was going up the road yesterday, and I saw the intro for the Netflix special, I kept thinking, we don't deserve to have Netflix specials. We haven't done anything to earn it. What have we done? Why should we get all this publicity? And hearing Jerry Jones saying it's bigger than winning, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah. We know where your head's at. Mark, not worrying about playoffs. I am enjoying this, how this team is building for next year. I see a power. I don't know about a power. Again, Carl Brown, that's all going to depend on the Joneses. If the Joneses go through and they say, you know what, let's get started early here. Let's get Mike McCarthy, let's get his contract done. Let's get stability for the people we want to keep here, the Mike Zimmers, the Will McClay, because Will McClay is a free agent too. Will McClay does not have a contract after this season. Let's get these things done. Let's get Micah Parsons' deal done before free agency, before, the beginning of the league year, which is March 15th, and get your money in order and get ready to be a player. If it's business as usual, then expect the same kind of results. We'll be better, maybe a playoff team with just the players that we have, but are we going to be able to compete with the super teams? You can look at the teams. Baltimore got themselves a running back. You can look at Philly getting Saquon. If you didn't have Saquon, your season's down the toilet. Sorry, Eagles. You can say I'm full of shit and all that, but you're not a good team without Saquon. Derek Young, Dwayne, I've been telling people that too, man. Mahomes hasn't played good ball the last 2 years now. Oh, yeah, hey, Derek, you ain't lying. Had the defense not bailed them out, they're not winning that Super Bowl last year. And Pat Mahomes is an incredible quarterback. But he's not as good as he was the last 2 years. You're right. Jerry's greatest at marketing, terrible running the football team. Amen on that one. But, he's made the team worth $10 billion. Okay, so Drew, you know what? See, this is what doesn't make sense to me. This is not what I literally have a 49er fan. Okay, literally a 49er fan, okay, who must watch my videos to the nth degree on a daily basis and has to fire off an email to tell me how delusional and stupid I am. He said, you're obsessed. And I said, bro, so you're watching a guy who's obsessed every day and commenting on it every day. Pot meat kettle. Jay Maxwell, pot meat kettle. You're obsessed watching me and you say I'm delusional. So Drew, why do you come here then? If I'm an idiot that's delusional, that doesn't know shit, why are you wasting your damn time here? Why? I'm full of shit and a hater. Then why do you come here for this? Why? Why?
Oh, I say it again. You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok. This is what he does.
Of course I hate the Eagles, bro. Yes, with a passion. And Drew, you can go back and look at it. There's a video where I'm at my parents' house with my dad. My dad is 86 years old. The reason I am a Dallas Cowboy fan today is because of that man that as a little teeny kid, a little baby, sitting on the sofa watching my father, didn't know what football was. All I knew was the man that I looked up to, and literally I did because I was a little baby, was saying, go Cowboys. And I'm going to tell you how much of a Cowboy fan he is. Because we grew up in Northern Virginia. And this is when the Redskins were good. He was known as Cowboy Ty, one of only 3 people in all of the post office, which was the headquarters in Northern Virginia. Only 3 Cowboy fans that were there. So every week, everybody always come to bet him. He just ordered one of the bricks for here at the Red Brick House. The inscription is Cowboy Ty. Cowboy Ty. My father, 86 years old. Cowboy Ty in June. Okay? All right? So we have this straight that he is a diehard Dallas Cowboy fan. He used to get the Dallas Cowboy Weekly back in the 80s, and it would come every week. It was a Cowboy newspaper. Now we got to get Jerry Jones twice a week on the YouTube. But be that as it may, I do his gambling for BetUS. Okay? I manage it for him, so that way he doesn't have to worry about going on the app, even though it's really simple. And he ended up using, of course, the deposits, okay, the YouTube 150 code, so that way he got 150% matching. But he's playing so good that he ain't had to add any more money to it. Actually, he's been doing really good. He's above board. I went there today, and he said, okay, I'm working on my bets for the weekend. He said, I'm going to put a lot of money on the Eagles. And I was like, what? No! I said, I can't do it. I can't. I said, I can't. I said, I understand. I understand that the Eagles winning keeps the Dallas Cowboys' faint hopes alive. Keep hope alive. But I just can't do it. He said, listen, I said, Dad, I said, you hate Washington that much, right? He said, well, if it helps their playoff chances and stuff. He said, but see, listen, I'm not really rooting for the Eagles. He said, I'm rooting against Washington. And he said, I think that the Eagles are going to kick their ass, and I want to win some money. So it's about the money. So, yes, Drew. Why are you timed? How could you be timed out if I'm seeing you say, why am I timed out? Don't time out, Drew. And talking about being a hater, you know you hate him there, Drew. Oh, okay, Drew. No, they removed your message. But Drew, hold on. So, Drew, last year, without Saquon Barkley, and we had the hardest schedule in the division, we won 12 games last year, bro. So, who's full of crap? Drew, right? We had Tony Pollard, who's nothing like Saquon. We didn't have your all-world offensive line. We didn't have 2 great wide receivers like you did, right? And we won 12 games last year without Barkley. So who's full of shit, Drew? Drew, I'm sorry. Drew. You had bad years because you guys were in last place in the division the year before you won the Super Bowl, bro. Sometimes it happens. We ended up being 4-12 in 2015. We got Zeke and Dak, and next thing you know, we were 13-3, and literally in a shootout with Aaron Rodgers, where my quarterback threw for 304 yards, 3 TDs. My running back rushed for 125 yards. Unfortunately, my defense couldn't stop freaking Aaron Rodgers with 40 seconds left to go, where they won the game. So I've got hopes that next year we turn it around, bro. Turn it around. We had a cupcake. We didn't have no cupcake schedule. You crazy in your head. It was not a cupcake schedule. We had some difficult games in there. But okay, whatever. Whatever, Drew. Well, we just beat nobody. But Drew, you got a cupcake schedule this year. So let's not pretend that you have a tough schedule. I remember about 7 weeks ago, they looked and everybody said the easiest schedule from here on out was the Eagles, bro. Seriously. Seriously. So don't act like you've had the toughest schedule out there. Drew forgot last year just today. Mark, go back and check. You had a weak schedule. Do the math. Okay. All right. So you had a weak schedule. So we had a weak schedule. We won 12 games, right? You have a weak schedule last year. You got 11. So what does that make you? And you guys were supposed to be the best of the best coming off a Super Bowl. I'm sorry. This year you have a weak schedule. And you added Saquon. I'm just saying. Just saying. You know what would make me happier than pig in shit or pig in mud? Is for the Cowboys to beat the Eagles. Actually, see this. Here's my conundrum. This is what I tried to say to my dad. I don't want the Eagles. I'm like Micah Parsons yesterday. Micah's like, screw the Eagles. F them. I don't want them to win. They talking too much shit. Us losing, finally closing the door on the playoffs if Washington wins, I'd be okay with that. And if we could come in and beat the Eagles, I'd be happy as shit. I'd be happy as shit, even if it costs us draft position, just to go ahead and have that. Because it's been, as much as you say how much the Cowboys suck and how they got a weak schedule. You know one team that they usually beat on a regular basis every year, at least once? The Eagles. You ain't swept the Cowboys since 2012, bro. 12 years. So you can say we ain't beating nobody. Yeah, you're right. We've only beat the Eagles at least once a year. And I hope we can keep that streak alive. Drew, you can't even compare what happened to this team this year. Your team has stayed healthy this year. We done lost our quarterback. We done lost our best run stopper. We didn't even get our future Hall of Fame cornerback back till week 12. We ended up signing back Zeke and Dalvin Cook at running back. And when we were able to run the football, Mike McCarthy didn't. We ended up getting rid of a Pro Bowl left tackle, and our all-pro guard was injured all season and now on injured reserve. We started a rookie center, a rookie left tackle who literally is a penalty magnet and can't stay healthy. We literally have the highest number of missed games on their team. We literally have $100 million on injured reserve. We literally last week had 7 undrafted players out on offense when Cooper Rush threw a touchdown pass, bro. Bro, I get it. If we were healthy and we were and 6-9 like we are, I'd say this team just sucks. But we literally have a team that's not there. Oh, God. Well, I don't know there, bro. That bad boy. Because I'm going to say it's kind of amazing that Micah is still in the top 10 in every category of rushing the passer, and he missed 4 games. That he's literally got 7.5 sacks in the last 6 games. That he is 1 sack away from having 50 sacks to start a season, which is he will be only the 6th player in the history of football since they started keeping sacks as a stat to have done that. If he gets 1.5, he will have had double-digit sacks every year of his first 4 years, which has only had 4 players that have done that. And it's amazing that he missed 4 games and has 35 pressures this season, and the leader in pressures, who's played every game, has only 41. That he's only 6 off. He's averaging 3.5 pressures a game. Philly D, what's up? Twiz deserves an apology. Racist talk is bad for being accused, saying horrific racists, but can't damage people. I have not seen Twiz, Philly D, and you know what? I should have stayed out of the whole situation. But here's what I do know, Philly D, is he did call her a cunt. He did call her a cunt. And when you go in, unfortunately, on the Dan Saleo show, and Eagle fans get mad. Eagle fans get mad when they come on here and they attack people and then they get blocked. And then they go crying, screaming, and all that. Here is supposed to be a place where we can actually have real conversations, a little trash talking and stuff, but not going after each other. And, I'm going to leave it like that. But he did admit that he called her a cunt. Hey, why you got to call her a cunt? And sitting there going about, well, they run the place and this, that, and the other. They're blocking people and stuff. Because I've asked people, listen, if people are going after people, calling them things, because I've had people calling me all kinds of shit, it's not acceptable in here. Do that someplace else. And from what I saw, that's some serious shit. Sorry. You don't like me, Philly D, because of that? Sorry. I'm not going to have it here. I'm not going to have it here. So, Philly D, again, she said she copied everything else on there, and I read exactly what it said on there, and I got vocal on it. And he said, yeah, I called her a cunt. Okay, well, then why'd you call her a cunt? Seriously, why'd you call her a cunt? This is freaking YouTube. It's football. It's football on YouTube. Why are people taking it so freaking serious? Why is it people got to go through and dox me and my parents and my family and all? It's just freaking football talk. Why do you guys have to get so crazy because I literally say I don't like the Eagles and literally think that we're supposed to go to war and call each other fucking cunts? It's not acceptable. And I don't want it here. Period. Oh, Lordy, now we got a Niner fan in here. Now it's going to get real ugly. Playing the Hall of Fame. No, okay. The bad boy, bro. He's got a record that's in the Hall of Fame. His shoes, the bad boy, are in the Hall of Fame for having the record of pick sixes. Just does. Does. Check it out. Hall of Fame. He's got shit in Canton, bro. Yep. I didn't say he had a gold jacket. I said Hall of Fame. He got Hall of Fame shoes. Check it out. Dak owns the Eagles. He has one bad year, and now you Eagle fools think that you have won the majority of the matchups. You're a bunch of idiots. They hate losing that much, Petioff. Bobby Beninsky, you have squirrel brains with your grandpa. Okay, Bobby. Bobby Beninsky, thank you very much for the super chat. The real. He held onto that ball the play before. It was a miracle. But he and the ref watched David Irving get the choke hold, and he beat the lineman. No flag was BS, but nice pass. Drew and his Babula. Okay, Chris May. We will be doing tomorrow. I ended up bringing back some of the plaques that are autographed. So tomorrow we'll be, and game day, we'll be giving away some of those. So definitely. Where is all the talent the Cowboys have drafted? You mean like Micah? You mean like CD? I see them. Think it's a bittersweet for Aubrey to break the longest field goal in Philly. That would be cool. The World's team. Shout out to the World's team. That would be cool to break the record there. 3rd and 30, laugh out loud. Yeah, 3rd and 30. That Dak Prescott literally 3rd and 30 gets the first down to beat you guys. But hey, what do I know? We're just the little old Cowboys and we just suck ass. Glenn Rand, a Cowboys defender tackled Aaron Rodgers from behind and somehow held on to the ball. Announcers even mentioned that. Dak owns the Eagles, and 3rd and 30 is example. Oh, no, Drew. No, Drew, that's a lie. Drew, that is – no. You can say a lot of things about the Cowboys. Being deep is not one of them. The Cowboys are always top-heavy. They have been top-heavy since back in Romo's days, where we had like Jason Witten, we had Des Bryant, we had Tony Romo, we had DeMarco Murray, we ended up having DeMarcus Ware, and a bunch of guys. A bunch of guys. In fact, I will even go back. After we traded CeeDee Lamb, we literally said we got CeeDee Lamb and a bunch of guys as wide receivers. Depth is not something the Cowboys have ever had. That has been one of their major problems, because if we were to stay healthy, we go from having a Tyron Smith to a Chaz Green. A Chaz freaking Green, who literally gave up 6 freaking sacks, bro. 6 freaking sacks. We literally have guys that some of which should not be in the NFL and weren't for 2 years before the Cowboys signed them, bro. Don't lie now on us. Don't lie. Don't come on now, Drew. We're supposed to be we are supposed to be deep, but we never are, because the Cowboys end up paying a couple of guys, and then at the end of training camp, they go around and say, who hasn't played in 2 years? Who's a has-been, a wash-up, or never was? We got tryouts for you guys. We literally went to training camp and we brought in Clinton Ha-Ha Dix, Dontari Poe, Gerald McCoy, and Emerson Griffin. Gerald McCoy messed up his knee first day of training camp. Clinton Ha-Ha Dix got cut before training camp was over. Dontari Poe was a fat ass that literally laid on his ass and did absolutely nothing. Emerson Griffin was the only one that was halfway decent, and he got cut, bro. So don't say we got so much. We don't have depth. Cowboys will literally bring in anybody. We had CeeDee Lamb as our number one, and Noah Brown as our number 2 wide receiver, and then Michael Gallup, who was literally on one leg. What are you talking about depth? Are you trying to make me crazy here? He saved the game holding on. Albert Hainsworth. Oh, man. We got beast on the offensive line. Yeah, you got beast on the offensive line. The Dallas Cowboys offensive line in 2016 was the end of the peak. In 2017, when Zeke Elliott was back and forth to the courts and everything else, getting suspended for 6 games, is when Tyron Smith started breaking down. And every year, Tyron Smith missed a lot of time. A lot of time. Last year was basically a rollback year for him, but even during that one, he couldn't practice during the week, bro. They kept him in bubble wrap, and he still missed 3 games last year. You should listen to your dad more about Philly. Okay, Bobby. Bobby B. I hear you, Bobby. Okay, so I don't know what you're talking about, that we've got all this depth. Sorry. Bucs will not. Well, here's the thing. Now, this is an opportunity for the Cowboys to really find out, have they turned a corner or not. The Giants, Cincinnati, and Carolina are some of the worst run-stopping defenses in the NFL. They're worse than the Cowboys. If Rico can get over 100 yards and Brock Hoffman says he's going to get over 1,000 yards this week, which is 120 yards, then I can say Rico is the real deal. If the Cowboys can score some points in this game and keep it close, then I'll say, yeah, they definitely have turned things around. If it ends up being a blowout, then you know, well, we were just lucky against inferior competition. So, with that being said, now that Drew's done pissed me off, and Philly D done told me I owe Twiz an apology, and I got 49er fans telling me I'm an idiot. Now that I feel so low about myself, I think I'm going to go cry myself to sleep. Wow. I don't know why I do this, man. This shit just gets to be uglier and uglier, man. People just give me a hard as hell way to go. Anyway, let me say from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you guys being here, being part of the show, and hanging out, if only for a little while. Just straight.
Not considering it.
But you've done it
I wouldn't be a hypothetical in that matter. Do you think I'm an idiot?
You think I'm an idiot? That's the wrong drop.
To a line for this Dallas Cowboys offense.
What? I lost my favorite drop. Where's my squirrel? Oh, here it is. This is it. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.
I've eaten a lot of raccoon. Yes. The answer is yes. And I've eaten it hunting. I've actually had it served by my mom at the table away from hunting. And I have eaten raccoon. And yes, it's not uncommon at all. I'll tell you something that is one of my favorites is squirrel. And it's wonderful, and my mother could do a great job of it. And we all had our favorite pieces, and my dad and sister, I have one sibling, a sister, and they would fight over, not fight, but my mom and I, they were just my sister and I as four siblings. My mom and I wouldn't even ask for the brain in a squirrel.
Oh, man.
And delicious, seriously.
My dad loves cow brain.